So I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you're probably going through a bit of a hard time. Me too. Right now, life just sucks. Everything just feels awful and just stressful and overwhelming. It hurts and it sucks. I don't really know what the purpose of this video is. More so just me talking about my own personal experiences and in a way hoping that I create a space where you just don't have to go through it alone. Because going through it alone sucks, especially if you don't have people you trust or you just don't know who to reach out to. It's the worst feeling to have to go through it alone, and I've been going through somewhat of a tough time myself with relationships and university and my own life, career, and even with YouTube. It's all been a bit of a roller coaster of emotions, and it just feels icky. It's been tough. I've even started going to counseling in hopes to try to feel better about it, in ways to improve the way I view things and just feel good about myself again and the things I'm doing. What I realize is that everyone goes through a bit of a hard time, whether you're young, old, that's really it. Whether you're young or old, everyone goes through a bit of a hard time, and it's okay. It's okay to feel emotional about things. You should feel it yourself and just go with it, whether it's just an awful feeling or a great feeling. And that's something I kind of recently discovered. It almost feels like people kind of limit you for feeling negative emotions. Oh, don't get angry, don't shout, don't scream, don't cry, etc., etc. It seems like people around you sometimes just tell you all these things on not to feel these negative emotions, and it's an awful thing to suppress it and bottle up all these negative emotions, because it just comes out in another way that might not be as good, or it lingers in your head and it just feels even more awful. So by saying this, I'm hoping that whatever you're feeling through, you just don't bottle it up. Just feel whatever you need to feel and accept the feeling that you are feeling. It's okay to feel frustrated, angry, sad, happy, excited, lonely. Everything you feel is okay. And I want to make sure that you're not bottling it up, because bottling up your own emotions will just come back and explode in a completely different way, and it's not healthy. In my own life, I'm feeling all these kind of wave of emotions with relationship, because I got out of a bit of a manipulative and abusive relationship, and then with school not being fulfilled, and then with career also not being fulfilled, and with YouTube just being held back almost. And it just keeps adding to that realm of negative emotions. Sometimes it just feels so overwhelming that just pulls you down, that you just don't see a path forward. And perhaps you don't even have anyone to talk to about half the things you are feeling, and that's what I'm feeling too. So I've been kind of just going through my own feelings, just kind of accepting it, riding the wave of emotions, and just dealing with it in a healthy way. And that for me is a lot of journaling. I've been journaling for about 100+ days now, just figuring out my own thoughts and emotions of the day, what I'm happy, sad, angry, okay with, and that's all been actually pretty good. This also just means that sometimes you just don't feel good or happy in a while, and you might just feel depressed. I think I'm just feeling really depressed at the moment. Nothing is going the way I would have liked it to go. With university, I feel like it's such a demotivating experience, because I'm doing film, and in the film industry, experience trumps anything, and I've got quite a bit of experience. It's just now that the university is holding me back from actually working outside in the actual field, because they don't want you to do that until you finish your education, which is just so dumb. I swear, if I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to get really angry and frustrated. I'm just going to just be raging and screaming into the mic. So I'm going to try to not talk about it too much, because some days I'll be really angry about it and some days I'll be really sad, and it just sucks. And I think having a constant state of things not going the way you want to for a while just feels awful too. Like, example with me, I just had one thing go bad to another thing to another thing to another thing to another thing, and it just feels awful and it sucks. And maybe you felt this way too about something. It's the worst feeling ever. And with that, I don't feel like I have anyone to rely on except my counselor. But apart from that, I feel very alone by all of this. So it's hard to kind of get out of that rut, out of the feeling of constant disappointment within myself, and I guess to some extent the world. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Honestly, one of my coping mechanisms for these very negative sort of emotions is humor. Dark humor, or just humor in general. Example, subscribe to cure my depression. Oh, God. Of course I'm going to sell out. So anyhow, I just want you to feel okay with what you're feeling, and okay with the fact that you might be stuck in feeling this awful way. I've been stuck feeling this awful way for about 3 months now. There's always small moments of joy I find throughout the day, and that's something I've been trying to bring more into my life, trying to acknowledge more, which is pretty good. It's helped quite a lot, but it doesn't feel as fulfilling. I think surrounding yourself around people that actually care about you is a good step. I'm someone who has severe social anxiety anxiety and just struggles to be social with people, as you can probably tell because I made an entire video about it. So I deal with a lot of loneliness on a day-to-day basis, which is probably why I'm kind of like making this video, and also because I just feel super lonely and don't really have anyone to talk to about these kind of like deep existential thoughts. I wouldn't say it's deep, it's just emotional, and emotions for men is very difficult, at least expressing it from my own experience, because being alone is the worst feeling ever. Even when it comes to my past situationship, honestly, I thought I wasn't alone for the longest time, and then I'd found out recently that the person I was in a relationship for almost a year now was all a bit of a lie. I was very alone during that entire time. Looking back at that, it sucks. It feels awful. That's probably why I feel really angry and really like disappointed and upset about everything. I feel so rageful and furious and angry, and I just don't know what to do with it. It's like I'm about to explode, and yet I just have to accept the feeling and just do absolutely nothing because it'll be unhealthy to do anything with it. Emotions are complicated and stressful and painful to deal with sometimes, but that's what life is. Being angry a lot is not fun. It doesn't feel great to be alone all the time. Plus, I've been fairly alone generally anyways. I think that's pretty normal, and that's something I've grown to accept and am used to at this point. But dealing with something so heavy and I guess traumatic, like abuse or just a horrible experience, or just like feeling really sucky about yourself and having to do that alone is so difficult. And you're probably going through it too. To some extent, I understand how you're feeling, but if you have someone that you can actually trust and rely on, family, friends, counselor, or whoever, therapist, it can be such a lightening and easier thing to deal with. From the few experiences I've had with friends about dealing with certain aspects of my life, it's been the greatest thing ever. It's helped me so much, and it's felt easier to some extent. But of course, people can only do so much. Plus, I'm also really weird and I can't talk to people. So you should like this video to help cure my social anxiety. See what I mean? Weird. I'm just weird. But I've accepted the weirdness of myself. I think being weird is very normal. Normal is such a weird state. Oh, everyone's just normal. Everyone is boring then. Weird is cool. Weird is interesting. And that's something I've tried to embrace more in my life. But weird can also separate you from people in life. Push people away. Make them not interested in you. And that's a scary thing. To be alone and not have connection. Because all anyone wants is to connect. And that's a tough thing to accept. Wanting to be different, but not different enough that people don't want to talk and interact with you. And that's probably why I struggled so much. I feel like I've accepted a lot more of my weirdness and a lot more of my silly quirks, that it's hard to connect with people sometimes, or it's very hard to find the right people to connect with. And damn, loneliness is the worst thing to deal with. I've been really alone recently, and it's not fun. Even with university, I'm so alone. I have literally no friends. I have a few people I talk to, I guess more professional level, and then I kind of stay in this lingering thoughts of feelings of being alone so much more often that it just doesn't feel good. I guess what I'm trying to say is don't stay thinking about all the negative and terrible stuff. It's easy to live in the past. You shouldn't live in the past. And I've been kind of figuring out what to do in this sort of situation. You don't want to not acknowledge your feelings and not acknowledge your state of being, but you also don't want to be stuck thinking about all the negative experiences in your life. So acknowledging that you can't do anything, allowing yourself to feel about it, feel it for a while, and then just move on. It's easier said than done. I'm trying to do that. It's really hard. I have no answer, so it might not work for you. I don't know. I'm figuring it out myself. What I'm trying to say is just don't linger on thoughts or feelings too much, because if anything, it'll just pass. Give it time and it'll just pass. Trying to find a way in which you can feel everything, but also move on in the healthiest way possible is such a difficult thing. And like I mentioned before, I've been journaling a lot. I've been doing counseling a lot recently too, which has all been really helpful. And I feel like if I'd never done any of that, I would be in a much more awful state than I am now. Having distractions in life is something that's really good. For example, I'm doing YouTube. I enjoy doing YouTube. I love streaming. I love making videos. So in a way, I'm kind of making this video as well to get my creativity out there in some way, even though this isn't very creative. Let's be honest. This is just like me doing a commentary video. That's it. And I feel really silly right now. I'm talking about being really open and emotional, and I'm here playing Minecraft. Yeah, let me just go play Minecraft while I talk about my deep emotions and get people to subscribe to cure my depression. What's wrong with me? I'm so weird, but in a good way. Having a different outlook is always such an important thing to have. It may sound like I'm not going through a bit of a hard time. It may sound like, oh, he just sounds really lighthearted and funny. I'm kind of leaning more on my humorous side while talking about all this because it's, I think, the easiest way for me to accept all my feelings and feel it, but also talk about it in a way that doesn't come off too sad and depressing. Because I also don't want to make people feel bad. I don't want you to feel bad even more so by watching this video and be like, he's so sad and depressed. I feel so sad and depressed. I feel awful about my life now because of Eoris. No, I'm sorry. That's not what I'm trying to do. Going back to what I was saying about having distractions in life to help you cope with the tough things you're going through and feeling. Whether it be counseling, journaling, even playing video games and watching TV. I've honestly been watching so much more TV recently just to distract myself so I don't stay thinking about all the terrible and awful things that's going on in my life. And I want to say this too. No matter what terrible and awful thing you're going through, it's all a valid feeling because you have the right to feel awful and terrible about what you're feeling. Even if to someone else it seems small and tiny, who cares? You feeling it is more important than someone else telling you not to feel it because it's such a small, insignificant part. No, just accept that you're feeling whatever you're feeling and don't let anyone put down your own feelings and emotions because they think it's not important. All your feelings and emotions are important and you should remember that. And I think acknowledging the fact that you're feeling awful and terrible is the first step into feeling better about yourself in the long run. Of course, you're not going to feel better instantly the next day, but it'll take time. And time is your ally, time is your friend. If anything, just wait a little bit. Just give it time. Eventually, you'll just feel better because a few months ago, I was feeling terrible about my life. Everything sucked. And I kind of took some small little tiny steps and allowed myself to feel things while also moving on. And I started working on videos and trying to work on just work outside of university. And slowly, I started feeling better and better. Right now at this moment, I don't feel so sad and upset anymore, but I do feel very angry and frustrated and upset in that different realm of upset, which sucks because now I have all this like pent up energy of like, I hate this. I want to do something. I want to punch something. I want to punch some nerds and orphans. Trying to lighten the mood, all right? Don't come after me. I see you typing. Don't come after me. Let me feel this anger, okay? I'm feeling angry. But just don't act on terrible feelings that you're feeling because that's not healthy. And if anything, they'll just lead into more problems and you'll just feel even worse about yourself later on. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. This feeling of depression or anger or sadness or whatever negative emotion it is, it's not forever. Emotions aren't stagnant. It's always dynamic and it'll always change. It's just accepting whatever you're feeling and moving on with it. And if you're watching up until this point in the video, you're already much stronger than you think. You're already accepting the fact that you're going through a hard time. So celebrate your small wins too. I hope you feel better. Feel free to use the comment section as a way to vent anything out, or if you have any advice towards anyone, or even me, because I've never dealt with this amount of anger and I have no idea what to do. If anyone has any advice for me, I'm all ears. I hope you feel better. If you have no one around you and you still feel lonely, just remember, you're not alone. I'm here. I'm one of the better YouTubers. I'm here for you. Sorry, I was just trying to be funny. There are people out there that are probably going through something similar to what you're going through. Maybe I'm going through something similar that you're going through. It's okay. We'll get out of this together. I believe in you. You matter. People care about you. And even if you don't believe that, just know you matter to me and I care about you. You're not just another number to me. You're an actual person that I believe in, that I care about, and that matters to me. You got this. Just believe in yourself and accept yourself and love yourself. Even though that can be really hard sometimes, it's okay. It'll get better. And if anything, just give it a bit of time.